If you're not familiar with Microsoft Word, or if for some reason you just don't want to use Microsoft Word as your word processor, then the ACT word processor ought to be able to handle everything that you need for letters, memos, and faxes. But if you do have Microsoft Word installed on your system and you want to take advantage of the integration of ACT with Microsoft Word, then that's a simple change to make. What we're going to do is go to the menu bar and click on Tools, and then we're going to come down to Preferences, which is way down at the bottom. And click on Preferences, and then we're going to choose the Communication tab, and notice that it defaults to ACT Word Processor. We're going to change it from ACT Word Processor to Microsoft Word, and then click on OK. It's as simple as that. Now when we create letters, memos, and faxes, we'll actually create them in Word. ACT fully integrates with Microsoft Word. So for example, if I click on Write Now and then on Letter, you can see that ACT begins initializing a mail merge. So what it's doing is it's pulling out Microsoft Word software. Microsoft Word wasn't even open on my desktop at this point, but it's pulling up Microsoft Word software, and then it is merging the information that is on this ACT record into Microsoft Word to create a letter. And what we end up with then is a letter just like what we would have in the ACT template, in the ACT word processor, but we have all of the advantages of actually being in Microsoft Word. And so we can make the changes the same way that we did before. If we wanted to take a look, for example, at a template, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this particular letter, and I'm not going to save the changes, but notice I'm leaving ACT open and minimized. So I'm going to minimize ACT, then I'm going to click on Write, and then on Edit Template. Then if we wanted to edit this letter and perhaps make a thank you letter, then we double click on the letter. Notice that they're called ADT files. ADT is the type of template that Word uses as integrated with ACT, whereas TPL is the type of template that ACT uses on its own word processor. So what I'm going to do now, since I still have Word minimized, is just Alt-Tab into that, and notice then that we have the capability to create this letter, and we've got our merge fields, so we can create the template just like we did with the word processor. We can use the Word to create faxes and memos as well. I'm going to close this and close this. No, I'm not going to save the changes for now. Minimize this, and let's say I wanted to write, and what I want to do is write a fax cover page. Notice that it initializes the mail merge, and there we have our fax cover page. But notice that it's in Word. That means that any other fancier things that you have, if you have a fax cover page that you're using in Word now, and it has your company logo on it, whatever else that you need to incorporate into this, you can, because you're not limited to just the power of the ACT word processor. You've got the power of Word. That if you're used to that kind of flexibility, then this can be a real advantage to be able to use Word instead of using the ACT word processor. In either case, there may be times where we need to send the same document to multiple people. Maybe what we need to do is to create a thank you letter, but not just for one contact, but for several contacts on our database at the same time. In that case, we create what is called a mail merge, and we'll talk about mail merges next.